Welcome back to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into something that literally has the power to completely transform the foundation of your daily life. The source material we're unpacking today makes a massive, super bold claim right out of the gate. The way you use the very first hour of your day, it determines exactly how you're going to think, feel, and perform for the rest of your life. We're going to unpack the exact architecture of an intentional morning and really break down how those quiet, early hours dictate the direction of absolutely everything else. Let's get into it.
But hey, before we get to the solution, let's look at the reality most of us actually face. Seriously, ask yourself, how many times have you woken up, hit that snooze button, maybe 2 or 3 times, and then immediately reached over to grab your phone? It's an incredibly common, universally relatable habit, right? You're waking up in a nice, warm bed, the alarm blares, and bam, that glowing screen is right there waiting for you. It feels like harmless catching up, but as our sources point out, it's actually highly destructive to your potential and sets off a terrible chain reaction for the rest of your day.
Section 1. The Autopilot Trap. Surviving the Day. Okay, let's dive into this.
When you're living on autopilot, your morning looks exactly like this. You drag yourself out of bed at the absolute last possible minute, you grab the phone. Instantly, you're flooding your mind with notifications, social media, the super loud demands of everyone else, and you haven't even had a single second to think for yourself yet. You're basically handing the steering wheel of your life straight over to your inbox. You're rushing through the morning just trying to survive the start of the day. You're in total reaction mode, constantly one step behind, running on this crazy spike of adrenaline that's definitely going to leave you exhausted by noon.
And what happens when you do all that? Well, you're literally surrendering control of your future before the day even begins. Our sources really emphasize that people who start their days like this, they're constantly wondering why they feel stuck, why their days feel so chaotic, and why they never quite seem to hit those goals they actually care about. It's because they are letting the day control them, instead of taking control of the day. They've handed over their most precious resource, their focus, to whatever random emergency just popped up on their lock screen.
Section 2. The First Hour Foundation. Shape your mindset. Let's slow things down for a second.
Our source material sums this whole concept up perfectly. Quote, "Success is not built in one giant dramatic leap. It is built in the small, quiet, daily actions that shape your mindset." Think about it like this. Your morning is literally the foundation of your day. If you build a house on a weak, rushed foundation, that house is going to shake. A strong gust of wind comes along and suddenly the walls crack. It's the exact same with your time. If your morning foundation is weak, everything that follows, your work, your interactions, your focus, it's all going to be completely unstable. The most successful people in the world absolutely understand this secret. They do not leave their foundations to chance. And this brilliantly illustrates the contrast between two very different types of mornings. First, you've got the panicked rusher. They wake up, check their phone, and instantly panic. They are playing defense right out of the gate, putting out fires before they've even had a glass of water. Now, contrast that with the intentional waker. They wake up with pure intention. They spend a few moments in silence, read something inspiring, and set clear goals. They are playing offense, deciding the terms of engagement for the next 16 hours. So who do you think is going to have the more successful and focused day? It's pretty obvious, right? The person who controls the foundation controls the outcome.
Section 3. The Intentional Morning Framework. The 4 Pillars.
Look, taking ownership of your morning doesn't actually have to be complicated. It's incredibly straightforward once you break it down. Here are the 4 daily actions that construct that rock-solid foundation. Think of these as the 4 pillars holding up the rest of your day. Starting with silence, feeding your mind, moving your body, and setting goals. We're going to walk through exactly how to easily execute each one of these so you can build this habit without feeling completely overwhelmed. Okay, the first step is to start with silence. Instead of reaching for that device and immediately filling your head with external distractions, you intentionally give yourself space. Just breathe, reflect, find a little bit of gratitude. By sitting in this quiet time, you're actually lowering your stress hormones like cortisol and actively training your mind to focus on what truly matters, way before the loud noise of the world is allowed to creep in. It acts as this powerful buffer, basically shielding your nervous system from the initial shock of the daily grind. The second pillar is feeding your mind, and honestly, 10 pages is all it takes. The text suggests reading just 10 pages of a good book every morning. Now, I know that sounds super small, right? But do the math here. 10 pages a day is about 300 pages a month. That equates to reading roughly 12 to 15 books a year. That kind of knowledge compounds massively over time. By feeding your mind with valuable, positive information right after waking up, you are literally wiring your brain to think differently, spot new opportunities, and make far better decisions all day long. After feeding your mind, the third pillar is moving your body.
And our sources point out something really fascinating here. This isn't just about fitness or trying to get shredded before sunrise. Getting up for a short walk or a quick stretch is really about creating mental clarity, energy, and confidence. By simply moving around, you're starting your day by generating physical momentum, and that physical strength carries over into every single mental and emotional challenge you'll face later on. A body in motion creates a mind in motion. It's that simple.
The final pillar is setting your goals. You can't just let the day happen to you. The text advises writing down your top 3 priorities, just 3, to keep you from feeling totally overwhelmed and taking a quick moment to visualize your success. By artificially limiting your focus to just 3 main targets, you basically guarantee forward progress. When you arm yourself with clear direction first thing in the morning, you become far more likely to stay completely focused and take meaningful action rather than just reacting to whatever lands in your inbox.
Section 4. Take back your power. Own your mornings today. So, the crucial point is, knowledge is nothing without execution, and 30 minutes is literally all you need to pull this off. Our sources heavily emphasize that even if you only have 30 minutes in the morning, you can execute these 4 pillars. We're talking maybe 5 minutes of silence, 10 minutes of reading, 10 minutes of movement, and 5 minutes of planning. That is entirely doable. You do not need a sprawling 3-hour routine or a private meditation retreat in the mountains. You just need 30 minutes of highly concentrated intention to completely shift the trajectory of your entire life.
Please do not underestimate the incredible power of your mornings, and absolutely do not waste them on meaningless distractions. Every single day gives you a totally fresh slate to build upon. Use those early, silent hours to build your discipline, to educate yourself, and to prepare your mind for success. Protect that time as if your future depends on it, because it really does. As the text passionately concludes, set your alarm, fiercely protect your peace, and start owning your mornings today.
I want to leave you with this final, provocative thought from our explainer today, because the undeniable truth is that how you start your day is exactly how you live your life. They're one and the same. So ask yourself right now, maybe before you go to sleep tonight, who is controlling your day tomorrow? Is it going to be you, or is it going to be your phone?